Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire Podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Falicia Fracassi.
Welcome to the Beauty Boss Millionaire Podcast. I'm your host, Falicia Fracassi, and we're really just getting into episode 2, how to identify when it's time to start a business and really what to do to get it popping, to get it started, to get it going. The first thing that I really want to speak on is simply identify what you love to do. So many times people are saying, hey, I want to start a business, but I really don't know what. I always say, if you ask God, 1, he will tell you, and 2, your heart will lead you to where you're really supposed to be, because we all have a purpose, right? We're all just not down here aimlessly wandering around. All of us in some way, shape, or form have some little gift inside of us that God's given us all. And that gift that you have, it always will lead you and push you in the right direction. I always say, don't do it for money. But if you find yourself feeling a certain type of way or drawn to something, it could be something small like jewelry. You like jewelry, or you like cooking, or you like watching children, or you like starting a cleaning business because you can clean really good, or you're into fashion or into some type of beauty. Find out what you love to do. If you didn't have to worry about making money, what would that thing be? And that's what will help you determine what business you're going to start. Another key indicator that will help you determine these things is, if people keep coming to you and saying, hey, I like this that you're doing, or I like that. Or if you start to hear the same thing, or you find something that you're really good at. Like, for example, when I first started my beauty business, I was working at Verizon Wireless. It's actually funny. I'm actually embarrassed to share this, but I'll tell you the truth. So a lot of the women would come to me for beauty tips, for beauty ideas, because I was very fashionable. It was almost like I was working corporate, but I was also known as the fashionista at work. And I was always serious about my eyelashes. I was always serious about my beauty. My outfit was planned out the night before. And people always knew me for always looking good. They always say, oh, well, let me go over to see what Felicia's doing today. And that was like their water cooler stopped by my desk, and they would actually see what I was doing and what I was wearing, or they would ask me, hey, can you do this for me, or can you do that for me? And that's how I started my first business, by simply just being myself, and people were drawn to my little beauty tips and advice. And, when I was younger, I knew I had the gift of beauty on me because I always wanted to look like very, very perfect when I stepped out or when I took a picture, just something that may seem really small when I was younger, but my mom started to notice it too, and my sister, and I started to work more. I started to get more into fashion, and I always wanted to look a certain way. I had a lot of pride in how I carried myself, and I always wanted to make sure my outside was beautiful along with my inside. Another indicator that you are ready to start a business is that you find yourself feeling not fulfilled. You go to your 9 to 5 and you're just like bored. That's normal, but when you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore, this is not who I am, that's one of the key indicators that you may want to start your own business, because your passion just doesn't exist in your current job. It's just a job. It's not a career. It's not you're not feeling like a boss yet. Another thing that I think is very significant to mention is if you are seeking financial freedom, then you may want to consider starting a business. I'm going to admit the first years might be hard, but if you can save up and budget and plan and execute and not be lackadaisical, you can have a successful business that will literally free you up from having a little bit of money to a whole lot of money, because everyone knows that when you work for yourself, you can control your income a lot faster than working an hourly 9 to 5. At the time when I started my first business, I was actually raising my siblings. I just bought a home. I was married, and we had no kids. And at the time, my grandma had passed away, and I made a decision that I felt was needed, and I took in my siblings. So the reason why I mention that is because my faith was really being tested at that time. It was a really rough time in my life. My dad wasn't able to really be there the way he wanted to be, because, he was still a functioning alcoholic. I love my dad to death. Now we have a great relationship. But at the time, he was still struggling with the bottle and going to work every day. He was truly a functioning alcoholic. He'd get off of work and go to the bottle and then come back. And it was just a mess. And when you have any type of addiction, if anyone knows anything about addiction, it can really take the time away from your family that you should be spending with your family, and it can really destroy a family. And if it hadn't been for the grace of God, I think our family would have been destroyed. And it took for us all to be strong in understanding we can't mess up. And that was my mentality at the time. I want better for myself. I'm not happy at my 9 to 5. I know that my life is more. That was when I just knew there was more to life than just that 9 to 5. I want you to stay tuned because up next, we are going to be talking about not quitting your 9 to 5 just yet. I have some strategies in place to help you get it going before taking that leap of faith on how to really get this thing up off the ground before you quit your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for tuning into the Beauty Boss Millionaire with Falicia Fracassi.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Falicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.